This Hangout is on the air. Good morning or afternoon or evening, everybody. Welcome. Hello, Rick. Hello, Bill. How you guys doing today? There's Chris popping on in. All right, we got folks popping on here. Will somebody in the chat tell me you can hear and see me? You know, we're still gun shy of all these issues we've had in the last few days, but I think they're behind us. But can you hear and see? Anybody? Somebody? Nobody? Everybody? I see people chatting with each other. How about chatting with me? Yes, hear and see. All right, Chris. All right. Chris can hear and see me. No. You can't. What's no mean, Rick? No, you can't hear and see? Because if you can't hear and can't see, how did you know to say no in the chat? So, this is not good if Rick can't hear and see. Bill, you hear and see? Okay, Bill can hear and see me. So, Rick, what are you struggling with? Oh, you're watching on YouTube? Okay. You know what, Rick? I'm going to talk to you later. I want to know if you tried to get in and what browser you're using, et cetera, what happened here. So we've got a lot of material covered today, so I don't want to dilly-dally around any longer. I want to jump right in and get going. Hello, Laura. I see a lovely picture of the side of your head. Are you in the car? You have to go get the kids?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let me just jump because we got a lot to cover, and we're going to probably run over a few minutes. I'll let everybody know. You know, if you need to drop off. No harm, no foul.
Okay.
Screen share coming up. Share. Hide the share button. Present to everyone. And I hope you can see the screen.
We can see the screen. Well, I can see it.
All right. So, as many of you know, some of you know, I did this thing called the Ultimate Vision Workshop, and the reason I'm not doing the Ultimate Vision Workshop today, but what I do have is a subset of the slides from the Ultimate Vision Workshop, and the reason is, for me personally, once a year at minimum, it's time to stop and just rethink the whole thing. I dusted off my 2016 plan that we did a year ago, and I looked at it, and you know, there's some areas that I'm happy with, and there's some areas that I'm not happy with. But I think it's important to sort of just start, reset, and start over again, and that's what we're going to do today. Today, I'm going to run through some of the vision stuff, and on Tuesday, we're going to actually create a vision and begin to work on our plan for next year. And if we don't get it all done on Tuesday, we'll finish it up on Thursday, and that's how we're going to finish up the rest of the year. So the first step in getting what you wanted is to decide what it is. And the reality is what you want today may not be the same thing you wanted a year ago. You may have changed your mind. You may have different priorities in your life. And if that's the case, so be it. We just refine the plan. Plans are not cast in concrete. They're working documents. So, you know, the issue is, the problem is that many people tend to drift through life without ever really defining what we want. And Art Williams was famous for his comment that the reason most people don't get what they want is they don't know what it is. And Jack Canfield made the same observation in his book, Success Principles. The first step in defining what you want or in getting what you want is to decide what you want. And for many of us, that's hard. It really is. But here's the thing. People tell you got to have a why. You got to have a why that makes you cry. I don't agree with that. I just personally don't think that's the right thing. You got to have a vision. The vision is bigger than your why. It's the thing that's going to pull you when your whys are falling apart. It's who or what you want to become. It's a legacy you want to leave your family. It's the impact you want to have on the planet. And there is a vision worksheet, which I didn't post up yet, but I will. But I think for me personally, it's the vision. And there have been times that I've been personally tempted to quit. And in fact, I did a blog post earlier this year about the day I almost quit. And there was a day that I just almost threw in the towel. And the thing that stopped me was I had this vision of where I wanted my life to go, and it wouldn't let me quit. And it is the vision that will pull you through the tough times, and there's going to be tough times. So I suggest you drag out your vision worksheet from last year. If you can't find it, I'm going to put up a new one for you. And just start with a clean slate and write down, what does your life look like? And pick, I put 5 years here. You can make it 3. I really think 3 is the minimum. It's important to have 1-year goals, targets, but a vision for your life, I think 3 years is where you want to be. 3 to 5 years. What do you want to be doing? Where do you want to be living? What does your life look like? And look at all the details of it. And I don't want to belabor this point, but where do you live? What do you drive? Where do you go on vacation? Do you have kids? What's your relationships like? What charities do you support? What projects are you in? What activities do you do? Where are you in 1 to 3 to 5 years? Pick a number. And most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 5. So 3 years is a good average number to pick. And it's often been said that whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. But the vision, like I said, it's the thing that's going to pull you through the tough times, and there are going to be tough times. Count on it. The universe is going to deliver obstacles. It's going to try to trip you up. It's going to put speed bumps in front of you. So there's going to be bad days. Expect them. Be prepared for them. Let your vision pull you through it. Believe it or not, believe it. Now, the power of faith comes from your ability to imagine how you will be when your dream has been fulfilled, long before your dream manifests outwardly. And that comes from Robert Hollis in How Is It Working? Stop and think about that one. The power of faith comes from your ability to imagine how you will be when your dream has been fulfilled, long before your dream manifests outwardly. You've got to feel what it's going to be like. And you got to implant that in you. And then you've got to set intermediate milestones. And and when we're going to work Tuesday on our plan. We're going to work on the 1-year plan for our business, and then we're going to break it. We're going to chunk it down into quarters, and we're going to look at what we have to do in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. We're going to go through the whole process. And I hope that those of you who are here today will be with me on Tuesday as we go through that, because I think it's really important. If you want to get to where you want to go to, once you've defined what it is, if you don't have a plan, you're not going to get there. It's, I want to go to Hawaii. Okay, fine. How do you plan to get there? Well, gee, I'm going to get in my sailboat and put up the sails. Well, that probably isn't a very good plan. There's a good chance that that's not going to get you to Hawaii. You probably need a few more details in the plan. So let's stop and look at our plan for the year and see what we want to do. And if you have a plan from last year, let's pull it out, dust it off, and revisit it. And then let's talk a little bit today about staying on course, because the universe is always going to throw things at you, depending on what you believe, what your faith is. There's an excellent book by Napoleon Hill, the book that was hidden in his desk drawer for 30, 40, 50 years that his family would never let him publish. And that's the book about playing with the devil. And I forget the exact name of the book. But the reality is, if you believe in good and bad, light and dark, up and down, left and right, there's always opposites. So no matter what you're trying to do, You're always outwitting the devil. And that's the nature of the universe. It's the nature of the world we live in. Left unattended, state of affairs is to move toward disorder or chaos. And what that really means is if you don't weed the garden, the weeds are going to take over. Now, you know that. Laura knows that. If she tries to plant some plants in her garden and she doesn't run out there and weed that garden every day or every other day, the weeds are going to take over and they'll eat the plants. The plants will disappear. It's long been understood. That's the way the universe works. We're not going to change that. So if we don't accept it and believe it, then we're not going to get to where we want to go to. The message is clear. If you don't work on your mind continuously, it will move toward disorder and chaos. And the result is what many people have: procrastination, fear, guilt, overwhelm, poor health, poor finances, poor relationships. That's the result of letting the weeds grow, of not working on your mind continuously, daily. And that's where this whole idea of the miracle morning and reading at least 10 pages of a good book every day and starting your day off with planting things in your mind. Are you trying to say something to me? Are you there, Laura?
I'm here. Did I unmute
Okay.
myself?
Pardon me?
Did I unmute myself?
I don't know. I just heard a little noise. It sounded like something was going on.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm good. You're doing awesome.
Okay, let's keep on going. So, the major influences of our thought process, this really just repeats what we said in the last slide, but it's often been said that our minds are like a garden. If we can plant and cultivate positive thoughts, but if we neglect it, weeds are going to grow. So the weeds, of course, are the negative thoughts: doubt, uncertainty, fear, anxiety, that feeling in the pit of your stomach of, oh my God, the world's coming unglued. How am I going to do this? You know what? That's sending strong signals to the universe, and the universe is bringing back those the result of those strong signals. So we've got to clear the crap out and get our mind focused on the positivity instead of the negativity. So unfortunately, it's huge for many of us. And I went through a period of my life when I laid awake in bed at night feeling panicky about money, finances, the bill collector, all that stuff. I've been there. I know what it feels like, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a good place. And if you're in that place, if you're even remotely close to being in that place, that's what you end up getting more of, because that's what you're radiating. That's the signal you're putting out. That's the energy you're putting out. You're putting out dark energy. And, law of attraction, if you sit there worried about money, law of attraction is going to bring more worry about money for you. Very hard to get over sometimes, but the reality is we got to do it. And that's how we program our mind. That's why this whole idea of the miracle morning, every leader has a morning routine. Tony Robbins has his power hour. Tony Robbins admits that some days he doesn't get more than 10 minutes, but his comment about that is, if I can't find at least 10 minutes in the morning for myself, I don't have a life. Everybody we know has a power hour. And part of what we have to do is we have to overcome our childhood programming. Unfortunately, we were raised in a society that, to a great extent, told us no. Most children hear no 400 times a day. And we're programmed, and I'm going to say I used to say we're programmed to negativity, and I've changed that. We're programmed to mediocrity. Many of us were trained to be factory workers. We were, I wasn't really trained to be a factory worker, but it's the same result. The school system trains us for conformity. Line up, put on your uniform, shut up, do what you're told, sit down, don't make waves. What's the matter with you? Can't you be like Johnny? And the end result of that is that we end up suppressing our God-given creativity. We were born with the power to do anything we want to do, and the society sat on that and told us to shut up and do what we're told and conform and stand in line. And you know what? That we got to overcome it. So we were programmed into this. By the time you're 18 years old, you've heard the word no 200,000 times, seen 30,000 acts of violence, received more than 12 million messages, telling you how to look, how to feel, how to conform. And if you want to be a leader, you can't be a conformist. Leaders don't conform. They just don't. Followers do, But if you want to lead, you got to break out of that. You got to break those chains. And the way we break the chains is we work on our mind. We got to replace the old software. We got to overwrite the old program. Now, most people start with, when you ask somebody why they want to do something, they usually start with, well, I want more money. No, you don't. That's not what you want. Get over that. Trust me, you don't want more money. And the reason you don't is because, first off, you want more money? Here, I got $1 for you. Now you have more money. Well, that's not what you wanted. All right, I got $1 million for you. Let's bury it in your mattress. Well, no, that's not what you want. What do you want? You want the experiences. You want life. You want to live. You want to give. That's what you want. Okay. Get over the I want more money, I want more time. Why do you want those things? That's where we start to dig into the vision. What is it that you really want? And what is the legacy that you want to leave and give to people? Now, many people advise you to start with I am. It has to be positive. We've been over this. It has to be present tense. It has to be brief. Make it specific, including an action word. That's from Jack Canfield. Include at least one dynamic emotion or feeling. Add or something better. I am 150 pounds or something better. Must be repeated often and with conviction. But a lot of people struggle with I am. But examples of these are, I am enjoying my financial freedom. And why the verbiage? I am financially free is a very weak statement. I am enjoying my financial freedom. It evokes emotion. And it is emotion that causes the universe to listen to you. It's not words in a mirror. If you stand in front of a mirror saying your daily affirmations, no one's listening, not even you, because you're standing there saying, I am financially free, I am financially free, and little monkeys in between your ears are saying, no, you're not, bullshit, no, you're not. And that's why I personally believe that affirmations don't work for many people, because you don't get the emotion into it. And you let the monkey chatter keep telling you, no, you're not, no, you're not. It doesn't believe you. Your brain doesn't believe you. So if you want to try affirmations, at least you got to put some feeling into it. I am happily living smoke-free. I am happily living free of alcohol and drugs. I am achieving success. I am happy with my new success. Whatever it is that makes you feel good. But again, the monkeys are chattering. No, you're not. No, you're not. You didn't do that. No, you didn't. All right. So the other way is to use the power of intention. And this is a very powerful way to approach things. Rather than saying, and one of my favorites is because it's easy to understand, is I am smoke-free or I intend to be smoke-free. First off, I intend to quit smoking is a bad affirmation, because, or I intend to lose weight. That's a bad affirmation, because it creates a picture of weight. It creates a picture of smoke. I intend to quit drinking creates a picture of drinking. But I intend to weigh 150 pounds by June 1st. Now, that's a reasonable intention. It's a goal. You have a specific target. Weight, you have a specific date. It's measurable. You can pull up the scale on June 1st and you can say, yeah, I made it. No, I didn't. It's not refutable. It is what it is. So the power of intention helps to set goals that are specific and measurable. Okay? Now, the other way is to use affirmations, which is asking empowering questions. And for me, this is a very powerful, very, very powerful thing, because your brain is a servo mechanism. The book Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz is, I believe, his name. Psycho-Cybernetics. Your brain is a goal-seeking mechanism. If you give it a goal, it will go to work on it. And that's the secret of all this stuff. If you go to work, if you give your brain a goal, it will go to work. It will search its files. It will find a solution for you. So instead of saying, I can't afford that, which creates a picture of scarcity, you say, how can I afford that? You ask your brain to give you a solution. Instead of saying, not me, that's not for me, that's for them people over there, but that's not for me. Why not me? Instead of saying you can't do something, ask yourself, how can you do it? How can I? So if you're struggling with the idea of making it to Las Vegas in March because you don't think you have enough money, the question is, how can I afford to go? How can I find a way to do this? What can I do to make this happen? And let your brain go to work on it. Let it search its files. Let your mind sleep on it. And as I've said many times before, and knowing the people that are on here right now, unless someone has joined me since I started this, turn off the 10 o'clock news. You don't need it. Don't go to bed with 10 o'clock news on your brain. Go to bed thinking about what you want, not about what you don't want. For those of you who are in our daily magic workshop with Laura and myself, grab your magic rock. Yes, I still have my magic rock. Laura, do you have yours?
I do.
I do. I go to bed with my magic rock every night. Now, you might think going to bed with a rock is a little weird. Most guys. But, it works. It works. I'm telling you, it works. So it's all right if it's a little weird. It works. And if you don't know what I mean by going to bed with my magic rock, you need to go back and watch our magic workshops. And you got to believe in abundance and say your affirmations or state your intentions last thing at night, first thing in the morning. Program them into your cell phone with an audio file. I have audio files on my cell phone that I listen to when I'm at the gym on the treadmill. I just turn on the files, and they are positive audio files. So read, listen to mind-expanding books and tapes. And for God's sake, don't get up and turn on the news. Believe me, everything you need to know is on Facebook anyhow. Throw the TV away completely. You don't need to know how many people were killed in Syria today. There's nothing you can do about it. So don't waste your emotional energy on things you can't do anything about. Now, if you become a multimillionaire, maybe you can do something about it. Maybe that'll be the time to pay attention because now you have the resources to do something. And remember, one of the reasons to work our heinies off and build our business is we have an obligation to the universe to give back as much as we can give back. There is no good reason whatsoever to be poor. There's no benefit in poverty. Poverty helps no one. So throw out the TV, set your mind on what you want to accomplish, get your plan for the year ready to rock and roll, and let's go to work. Feed your mind what you want. If you feed your mind subconscious thoughts of fear, scarcity, negativity, chaos, and failure, that's what it will work on manifesting for you. But if you feed it thoughts of abundance, health, wealth, and happiness, then that's what it's going to work on for you. Period. That's the way the universe works. So, time to revisit the plan, clean out the cobwebs. I hope I've convinced you. I know most of the people on here know, but it's good to be reminded. Without reinforcement, the weeds grow, and those weeds are procrastination. I can do it tomorrow. Fear. Oh my God, I don't know if I can pay the bills this month. Doubt. Does this stuff really work? Uncertainty. I'm not sure I can do this. Overall, oh my God, I got too many things to do. I can't get it all done. That's the result of letting the weeds grow in your mind. Get rid of the weeds, and then you won't have procrastination. The easiest way to get over procrastination is to get off your duff and go do something. Works every time. So weed the garden every day. Read good books. If you don't have a morning routine, get one. If you don't have The Miracle Morning by Hal, what's his last name? Elron. If you don't have it, get it. Grab YouTube and look up Tony Robbins' Hour of Power. It's out there. and review your vision and take action every day towards your goal. What is it that you can do today that will move you one step forward? Remember, the road of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, and it continues with a single step, one step at a time. And if you take one step at a time, you will reach your goal. You will. For those of you who always want to know, what should I read? Well, if you don't have it, Think and Grow Rich is at the top of my list. The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. Mind Power into the 21st Century. Very powerful book. Inner Voice, Unlock Your Purpose and Passion. Russ Whitney. Outwitting the Devil. A very powerful book. Did you ever finish that, Laura? I know you were reading it.
No, I didn't finish it.
Okay, that's all right. That's a tough book to get through.
Well, and you can't be reading like 3 other books with it. That's a book. I have a habit of doing that. I read 3, 4 books at a time. But that book, you can't read any other books. So I had to finish my other books before I went back and started it.
Yeah, this is deep stuff. That is deep stuff. But I think the message in that book is so powerful. I've been back through it a couple times. I read it cover to cover the first time, and now I've gone back through it several times. Okay, The Success Principles, How to Get From Where You Are to Where You Want to Be by Jack Canfield. Incredible book. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Good book. The Big Leap, Holding Yourself Back. Many of us are. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, T. Harv Eker. By the way, if T. Harv Eker comes into your area with one of his Millionaire Mind intensive weekends, they're 3 days, free 3 days. Did I say free 3 days? They're absolutely phenomenal. How's That Working by Robert Hollis, really good book. How to Get Absolutely Anything You Want by Margie Elaprandi, really good also. But of course, our old friend Brendan Burchard, and anything he's written is worth it. So that's my short reading list. And yes, I've read every book on that list at least once, and most of them more than once. And there's lots more to add to the list. And that's all we're going to do today. What we're going to do is I'm going to leave you with this thought. Work on your vision over the next couple of days. Carve out a little bit of time and ask yourself, all right, here I am. If you were in my vision workshop, or if you were in my Lunch with Len training a year ago, we did this a year ago. We did a vision and a plan for the year. Go back and revisit it, pull it out, dust it off, and don't be too hard on yourself. I will virtually guarantee you didn't get everything done that you set out to do. None of us ever do, but that's okay. If we don't start somewhere, we're going to get nowhere. So I hope that I hope you will take this seriously. And 6 hours worth of Outwitting the Devil on YouTube. I don't know. What did I do? Wash my mouth with soap? What did I do, Chris? What did I do? Anyhow, I don't know if I could listen to that book on YouTube. Sometimes I can listen to things on YouTube. Sometimes it's much easier for me to read. I prefer to read with my yellow pen in my hand. So look, take this stuff seriously. Begin to draw up your plan for next year. Go back and revisit your plan from last year if you have one. And you know, don't be. I swore. Oh boy. Oh God. What did I say? You know, if you didn't meet all of your goals, don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay. It's time to sit back and reflect. Ask yourself what worked, what doesn't work, where do I want to go in the next year, what mid-course corrections do I have to make. You know, just we're halfway to Hawaii, and we plot our course and find out we're on our way to Indonesia. Well, then maybe we got to reset the sails. That's okay. You got data. Now you can look back and you can make some corrections and changes and sail on. So with that being said, I hope you folks are all going to have a wonderful weekend. And I'm going to be back on Tuesday beating you up about planning for next year. And I'm doing the same thing, by the way. This isn't I'm not preaching. I hope I'm preaching to the choir. So let's begin to get ready to launch the most fantastic year of our life, 2017. All righty. And you still got to tell me what I said, Chris. With that in mind, I'll talk to you all later. And actually, Chris, oh, you're not Rick. Who's on Webinars on Air with me right now? Who's actually not on YouTube, but actually on Webinars on Air?
I think I'm on Webinars on Air.
Yeah, but you came in as a panelist.
Oh, okay.
I want to, in fact, I want to do an experiment. Rob, can I bring you over? I'm going to click a. Okay. Hey, Rob, I'm going to click you on over, and you'll see what happens. And if you don't want to, if you don't want to for whatever reason, then just don't accept the invite. I'm doing an experiment here, Laura, which I will explain to you later.
Okay. That when I came in through my cell phone, they had an extra acceptance that you had to actually scroll down and then click on before it would let me in. And it's not very user friendly because you don't really realize that you have to scroll down. I just knew it because there was a proceed button that was grayed out and it wasn't letting me hit the button. So I went back out and came back in, and then I scrolled down and hit the accept, and then the proceed button turned, it was blue, and then I clicked on it, and then I was able to come in.
Okay. Alrighty. So what's me, Chris? You're on WOA or you're on YouTube? You're on YouTube, or did you come in the normal channel? Let me click Chris over. What I'm trying to find out, what I want to know is if we click somebody over and then we terminate the broadcast, do they terminate with everyone else, or do they stay over here?
Oh, you just need somebody. Who else is in there?
Huh?
Who else is in there? Oh,
okay, there's Chris.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop the broadcast. This is going to tell me what I need to know. What I'm trying to find out, Chris, is if I stop the broadcast, because you came in from the viewers gallery or whatever it's called. When I stop the broadcast, do you disappear with everybody else, or do you stay now that I brought you over here?
Okay.